After days riding dusty trails, your body worn down and your clothes covered in dirt, you finally reach a small western town. You push through the wooden saloon doors and step into a room thick with smoke, loud voices, and the sharp sound of cards striking the table. In your pocket, there's just a single crumpled dollar. It may not seem like much, but back then, $1 had real value. It was enough to secure a drink, a meal, some entertainment, and, depending on your choices, perhaps even more. Today, we're going to see exactly what $1 could buy in the Old West. The whiskey cowboys drank was very different from what you'd find on a shelf today. Most saloons served a blend mixed in the back room, made from nearly pure alcohol combined with tobacco, and sometimes even substances like turpentine and creosote to give it color and a harsher bite. They called it rot gut, because it truly punished the stomach of whoever drank it. What stands out most is the price. A shot cost between 5 and 10 cents. That means with just $1 in his pocket, a cowboy could put away 10 to 20 shots in a single night. To put it in perspective, $1 back then equals about $30 today. In practical terms, for less than what many people now pay for a simple cup of coffee. These men could get drunk on a drink that was often more dangerous than life on the frontier itself. With $1 in his pocket, a cowboy could drink beer all night. A glass cost only 5 cents in most saloons, meaning he could have up to 20 glasses without spending more than that single bill. But don't picture the cold beer we're used to today. Back then, there was no refrigeration, so it was served warm and tasted very different from what we know now. In more isolated towns, some saloon owners stretched their barrels by mixing the beer with river water, and hardly anyone complained. It was that, or going without. What's striking is that many working men ended up spending an entire week's wages on drinks in just one night. Saloons were the center of social life in the Old West. That's where deals were made, card games were played, and more than a few arguments started and ended in gunfire. All of it for just 5 cents a glass. In towns like Dodge City and Tombstone, saloons kept poker and faro tables running nearly day and night. With $1, a man could buy enough chips to sit through several hands. The minimum bet was usually around 10 cents, allowing that single dollar to keep him at the table for a good while. Faro was actually more popular than poker in the Old West, and many dealers cheated using marked decks. Cowboys, miners, and even sheriffs sat side by side at those tables. A lucky man could turn that dollar into 5 or even 10 in a single evening. But most walked away with empty pockets. Not surprisingly, more than a few famous shootouts began over disputes at gambling tables, when one player accused another of cheating. Doc Holliday, for example, made more money playing cards than he ever did practicing dentistry. A single dollar could be the start of a small fortune, or the beginning of a serious confrontation. In the Old West, $1 carried a kind of weight that's hard to imagine today. In the saloons of mining towns, there were the so-called dance hall girls. These women danced with men who came in worn out after weeks of gold prospecting or driving cattle. The arrangement was simple: 25 cents for a dance. With a single dollar, a man could pay for 4 songs on the floor. But here's a detail many people overlook. After each dance, the girl would lead her partner to the bar to buy a drink. That's where the saloon really made its money. Owners took a cut of what the women earned and still profited from the whiskey. For many cowboys and miners who had spent months isolated, that brief moment was the only female company they knew. $1 didn't just buy a dance, it bought a few minutes of company in a harsh and lonely world. In the Old West, a cigar wasn't a luxury. It was part of everyday life. Cowboys, gamblers, and sheriffs, just about everyone smoked. A standard cigar cost between 10 and 15 cents. That meant with $1, a man could buy 6 to 10 cigars at a time. Back then, offering a cigar was almost like offering a handshake. It was a sign of respect. a signal that a deal had been made, or simply a gesture of good company. In saloons, it was common to see men gathered around a table, smoking while playing cards or discussing cattle and land deals. The cheaper ones were made from local tobacco. Imported Cuban cigars cost considerably more. For the average working man, those 10 cents secured one of the few affordable pleasures after a long day's work. After weeks on the trail, breathing dust and sleeping out in the open, a hot bath was almost a rare privilege. In many Western towns, bathhouses operated alongside saloons or barbershops. For 25 cents, a man received a tub of heated water, a simple bar of soap, and about 15 minutes of quiet. With $1, he could pay for 4 baths, a genuine luxury at the time. Many cowboys went months without properly washing. The water was heated on wood stoves, and often several customers used the same tub without it being changed. Those who paid more went first and got clean water. The last ones had to make do with what remained. In towns like Dodge City and Tombstone, these bathhouses filled up quickly when cattle drives came into town. In the 1870s, when a man rode into a western town after days on the trail, a hotel room was far from what we picture today. For 50 cents a night, what he got was a bed in a shared bunk room. With $1, he could pay for 2 nights. Comfort, however, was not part of the arrangement. Rooms were cramped, beds lined up side by side, sheets rarely changed, and company you didn't choose. Cowboys, miners, gamblers, and even fugitives shared the same space. Theft was so common that many men slept holding their boots close to their chest. And even after paying, there was no guarantee of a bed to yourself. On busy nights, owners sometimes sold the same mattress to 2 strangers to share. $1 bought rest. But peace of mind was another matter entirely. In the Old West, $1 bought 10 revolver cartridges. It may not sound like much, but 10 shots could mean the difference between living and dying. Each cartridge cost around 10 cents, and most cowboys carried only 6 in the cylinder. With $1, a man could secure nearly 2 full reloads. Unlike what the movies suggest, many men out west avoided wasting ammunition. Bullets were expensive for someone earning about $1 a day. A rancher thought twice before pulling the trigger, because every shot represented a portion of his own livelihood. In towns like Dodge City and Tombstone, stores sold single cartridges right over the counter. And for many men, spending that $1 on ammunition made more sense than spending it on food. Without protection, they might not live to see the next meal. In towns like Dodge City and Tombstone, $1 bought more than just whiskey. In the saloons, the so-called soiled doves offered company at prices that are hard to imagine today. A brief visit cost anywhere from 25 cents to $1, depending on the establishment. Many of these women came from difficult circumstances: widows, orphans, or immigrants with few immediate means of support. Life in those places was often short and harsh. Disease, alcoholism, and violence were part of the routine. Few lived past the age of 35 in that line of work. Some managed to save enough money to open businesses of their own. Matty Silks in Denver went on to operate a network of houses. But for most, that $1 paid by a cowboy meant only one more day of survival in an environment that offered few options to women on their own in the Old West. A single $1 could mean a great deal in the Old West. It wasn't just money. It meant access to drink, work, protection, rest, and often survival. It's a reminder that while the value of currency changes over time, the daily struggle of ordinary people remains much the same. If you enjoy real stories like this, consider leaving a like. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episodes. And let me know in the comments, which of these surprised you the most? I'll see you in the next video.